Apple is about to release the absolute beast of a machine we have all been waiting for. The M5 Ultra Mac Studio. But before you pull out your credit card, I have some incredibly bad news that nobody in the tech space is talking about. The massive power upgrade you are expecting comes with a brutal, hidden catch. And honestly, it might be the worst product launch timeline in Apple's entire history. We are not just talking about a slight shipping inconvenience. No, what we are looking at today proves that if you do not buy this thing on day one, you might literally be waiting until next year. Welcome back to the channel. If you have been following the high-end Mac market, you know that professionals absolutely rely on the Mac Studio. It is the ultimate desktop powerhouse, the equivalent of dropping a massive, supercharged V8 engine into a sleek little aluminum box. For the core user base, the editors, the developers, the audio engineers, this is the machine that pays the mortgage. But right now, Apple is facing an absolute nightmare behind the scenes, and it is completely derailing their release schedule. I am going to explain exactly what this hidden supply chain trap is in a few minutes, but first, let us look at the sheer, unapologetic power they are trying to cram into this thing. Because once you see the numbers, you will understand exactly why NASA called. They want their engineering back. Now, normally when a new Apple product drops, you expect a nice little 15 to 20% bump in speed. You nod your head, say that is nice, and move on. But this time, the math is completely broken. Let us look at the raw benchmarks for a second. The brand new 16-inch MacBook Pro running the M5 Max just scored over 29,000 on the multi-core tests. Do you know what the massive 32-core desktop M3 Ultra scores? The machine that literally costs as much as a used Honda Civic. Only 27,000. Let that sink in for a second. Apple literally built a laptop chip that beats their absolute best, top-of-the-line desktop processor. This is like watching a heavy, wood-paneled station wagon gap a Ferrari on the highway. Naturally, this completely insane level of performance has seasoned professionals absolutely salivating. But here is where we have to look at the architecture, because the M5 Ultra is not just a standard chip. Imagine taking that laptop-beating M5 Max, and literally doubling it. The M5 Ultra is essentially two incredibly powerful M5 Max chips perfectly fused together using Apple's proprietary UltraFusion architecture. If you remember the old days of dual CPU motherboards, where getting two processors to talk to each other felt like negotiating a peace treaty over a 56K dial-up modem, you know how hard this is. But Apple introduced a totally new fusion system that allows these two dies to behave seamlessly as one unified chipset, giving you flawless, unmatched scaling. Let us talk graphics for a moment, because this is where the industry is shifting. The M3 Ultra maxed out at 76 GPU cores. The credible reports from supply chain analysts point towards the M5 Ultra breaching the 100-core GPU barrier for the very first time in Mac history. We are talking about destroying complex 3D renders, chewing through heavy Logic Pro sessions with hundreds of tracks, and slicing through multiple streams of raw 8K video without the fans even waking up from their nap. If you are still running one of those old Intel Mac Pros, you remember the struggle. The old cheese grater or the infamous trashcan Mac Pro that doubled as a space heater for your office. Those days are completely dead. The M5 Ultra is going to absolutely obliterate heavy workflows. But here is the thing, and I know exactly what some of you are thinking right now. You are sitting back in your chair, sipping your coffee, and saying, well, I will just wait a few months after it launches, let the early bugs get patched out, and order one when my current rig gets too slow. Do not do that. If you do that, you are walking straight into the trap. This brings us to the absolute final boss that Tim Cook is currently losing to, the global AI craze. Every single massive tech company on the planet, from Microsoft to Google to Meta, is frantically building AI data centers. And what do those massive servers need to run? They need high-bandwidth memory. AI is literally swallowing the entire global memory supply chain whole. From a supplier's perspective, if you are manufacturing high-end silicon and unified memory, prioritizing a multi-billion-dollar AI server contract with NVIDIA makes way more sense than selling a few sticks of RAM to Apple for a niche desktop computer. The real bottleneck is not just the RAM itself, it is the advanced packaging. TSMC uses a highly specialized manufacturing process to bind the memory directly to the chip. NVIDIA is currently buying up nearly all of TSMC's advanced packaging capacity for their enterprise AI chips. Apple is essentially being bullied out of their own supply chain, and the high-end Mac Studio is paying the ultimate price. If you think I am exaggerating to hype up the video, just look at the current M3 Ultra Mac Studio right now on Apple's website. According to recent supply chain reports from Bloomberg, certain high-end RAM configurations are completely gutted. I mean, they literally scrubbed the 54GB RAM option entirely off the site. It is just gone, wiped from existence. And if you try to order the 96GB or the massive 192GB models, you are looking at a 4 to 5 month shipping delay. If you ordered one today, it literally would not show up until the leaves start falling off the trees. Given how heavily constrained the current generation is, it is highly likely that the M5 Ultra launch is going to be an absolute disaster. And this is where it gets absolutely insane. If Apple is already completely starving for high-end RAM on the old M3 model, how on earth are they going to supply the massive memory ceilings required for an M5 Ultra? Professionals do not buy base models, they max these things out. They want the 192 or 256 gigabytes of unified memory to load massive language models or 3D environments entirely into RAM. Launching a brand new, highly anticipated product does not magically fix a global supply chain crisis. In fact, it makes it vastly worse. You are going to go onto Apple's website, configure your ultimate dream machine, and see a shipping date so far in the future. It will genuinely make you question your life choices. Now let us pivot and talk about the physical design. If you are holding out hope for a radical new look, or maybe a massive glowing Apple logo like the golden days of the PowerBook G3, do not hold your breath. Apple completely nailed the Mac Studio design from day one. You are going to get the exact same compact aluminum box. It sits quietly on your desk, does not take up much space, and absolutely destroys whatever you throw at it. It is the ultimate sleeper build. Though honestly, it would be incredibly nice if they finally gave us a sleek, tactical desert titanium option, or at least a space black finish to match the M3 and M4 MacBook Pros. We are paying premium dollars, give us the premium paint job. I want this thing to look like a stealth bomber sitting next to my monitor. Beyond the paint job, let us talk about connectivity. We are expecting the M5 Ultra Studio to finally embrace Thunderbolt 5 across the board. We are talking about 120 gigabits per second of bandwidth for external displays and lightning-fast RAID arrays. For a demographic that remembers waiting 20 minutes to transfer a single low-resolution video file over USB 1.0, Thunderbolt 5 feels like alien technology. You will be able to daisy-chain massive high-refresh rate external monitors, and the M5 Ultra will not even break a sweat. It is this level of specific, targeted performance that makes the Mac Studio the undisputed king of the desk. So what does this all mean for your personal upgrade cycle? The stakes here are incredibly high. If you are running an older Intel machine, or maybe a first-generation M1 Mac Studio, you are probably feeling the bottleneck on your daily workflow right now. You have been waiting for this exact moment to pull the trigger. You have set the budget aside. But remember that hidden catch I mentioned at the very beginning of the video. Here is the payoff. The catch is that Apple's supply chain is so heavily compromised by the AI memory shortage that the M5 Ultra is going to be what we call a paper launch. A paper launch means they will announce it on stage, show you the fancy graphs, tell you it is the best Mac they have ever made, and then give you a pre-order button that instantly pushes your delivery date into 2027. The absolute second Tim Cook steps off that stage, says thank you, and the Apple Store comes back online, you have to hit the buy button. You cannot hesitate. Do not wait for the big tech YouTubers to review it. Do not stay up until 2 a.m. agonizing over whether you need the 96GB or the 192GB configuration. Make that decision right now. Because if you hesitate for even a few days, that shipping window is going to slam shut so fast it will leave your head spinning. You will be stuck waiting for months, losing money and time on slower renders, while the early adopters are cruising in the fast lane. I do not know about you guys, but I am incredibly hyped for the pure, unadulterated power of the M5 Ultra, even if getting my hands on one is going to be a complete logistical nightmare. It really feels like that first iPhone moment all over again, where the technology is just so far ahead of the supply, and everyone knows they are witnessing a massive shift in the industry. It is stressful, it is expensive, but man, is it exciting. But I want to pass the question directly over to you. Are you planning to brave the shipping delays and fight for the M5 Ultra on day one, or are you perfectly happy letting your current setup ride for another year? Are you going to max out the RAM, or try to squeeze by on the base model? Let me know your exact upgrade plans down in the comments below. I read as many as I can, and I want to hear your strategy. And hey, if you found this deep dive helpful and want to stay ahead of the curve on all things Apple, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Stay sharp, keep building, and I will see you in the next one.